Welcome to Everything But the Kitchen Dink, the podcast where we discuss all things pickleball with your hosts, Rob and Andy.
In 2025, two slightly above average pickleball players were sent to the English Open for crimes they definitely committed. These men promptly collapsed under tournament pressure, losing matches in spectacular fashion. If you need a win, no one else can help you. If you can find them, then you can call the B team. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Everything But the Kitchen Dink.
I hope that gives you a flavour of what's to come.
It's made me very nostalgic because I used to love the A-team growing up.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, it's my era. I mean, for all our younger listeners, they probably haven't got a clue what I'm going on about.
No, but
the A-team is just classic. If you ever get a chance to watch easy watching TV,
basically we came up with that idea after we got absolutely battered at the Open for the second year running.
Yeah,
and I don't even know where to start.
Well, let's start at the beginning.
We're in the middle of a heat wave in Manchester.
I'm sweating.
I'm sweating here. I'm wiping my brow like I've just played a game of pickleball.
But welcome back,
so
everybody.
Hot. The air conditioning is not working in this studio.
Yeah, that's because we don't have any. So let's start with...
I don't even know where to start.
I know where to start. I want to start with... I was so humbled by the amount of people at the English Open that came up to us and said, we love the podcast, we love what you do. We had hugs, we had selfies.
It was just...
You know what?
I was so... Did you just say you were humbled?
Yeah,
I was so humbled. I was choking up at times.
I know. I was close to tears a few times. You know, people have said...
Well, that was encore.
Some people have said, it's just, they love it and they can sort of relate to our story because it's their story as well. And this is what we wanted.
I don't think I realised how much we related to everybody until this weekend. Yeah. And you know what? It was a disastrous weekend, which we will go into, but on court. But it really helped us through it.
It did. And just a few shout outs. Kung Fu Panda, you know who you are. Also to Paul's wife, Lisa.
Who, by the way, I noticed was wearing an AC/DC t-shirt while playing. Kudos to you.
Means nothing to me, that. But yeah, just a couple of shout outs there. And to everybody that listens, a shout out to you. And
we shout out to everybody. I know, we cannot remember people's names.
And we just haven't got the time. But we do appreciate everybody that listens and everybody that comes up to us. So keep that up and keep saying hi. And we love your stories and we love your comments as well.
And we love talking to you. And the truth is that we'd be nothing without you guys. So, spread the word, keep it coming. It's just great. And that's why we do it. We don't do it for anything else. We're not making any money. We do it
for the love, love of pickleball. Yeah. So this is going to be a bit of a Telford special, isn't it?
I hate pickleball. Yeah. This is basically what has become our annual Telford review.
Yeah, it's the English Open review. For anybody across the seas that came over for the English Open, like our friends who came especially from America to play. Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that, they had an experience. They came in and played at the highest level possible, at the pro level, the 5-0 level. They're amazing players. They had such a great experience. And that just shows you what a great event. We'll get on to all that.
We'll get on to all that because next week's episode is going to be all our interviews. We did some amazing interviews.
Yes, we're going to have all the interviews.
Top players.
Well, for everybody that came from around the world to play, I just want to say well done. And I hope you enjoyed the experience because it was
better than we did.
It was a great event.
But we'll get on to everybody. Like I said, we'll have interviews next week, and they're amazing interviews. And it's a great cross section. It's not just like, we want to hear Rob and Andy talk. It's not going to be them. Well, we will be chipping in.
Yeah, we will be chipping in.
But so let's start from the beginning.
Okay. Take a breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out.
The thing is, you know what? I won't get into it yet. Let's start from the very beginning.
What, our journey down?
Yeah, our journey down. Pretty standard. We were quite hopeful.
Let's just go back one step.
Okay.
Just so you know what I packed this time, because someone was asking me, thank you for your advice on what you packed, because I mean, I pack a load of crap, but it obviously works for some people. So just to let you know, I had nuts again. I didn't take bananas because I knew there was going to be bananas there. I took chocolate.
Don't get me started
sweets,
on the bananas.
Lucozade Sport. I took my water bottle. Also knew there was a fountain there to fill your water bottle. And loads of snacks because you just don't know when you're going to be able to eat during the day. It's a funny one. Although there was a great restaurant. But let's not get into it now.
We're just
I don't know where I'm all over the place. Yeah.
Like bursting is just an understatement.
It really is. So go on. We're on the journey down.
So we're on the way down. We're talking a bit of tactics. We're having a laugh. I love the journey down. You know, it's always filled with excitement.
Yes.
You know, it was good. We had our usual stop. What did you have? A Burger King, KFC?
No, I bloody well didn't. You know what I had? I'm never having it again.
I don't remember.
Taco Bell.
Oh God, we got so excited.
I got so excited for a taco. I mean, I've never really had one.
It's never going to replicate America.
Well, first of all, the staff had no clue what they were doing behind the counter, and that really annoys me because had a deal on where you get like what do you call them? Not nachos, but the other ones, the tacos.
Oh yeah,
you get one taco free. So I said to him like, "How do you get the taco in the deal?" No idea. I said, "Well, it says it up there." He said, "Well, download the app then." Oh, great, thank you. So I downloaded the app. Could I find it? No. Anyway, I got this meal, and it was.
I think you possibly.
I chose the wrong thing.
I've never had a Taco Bell in my life.
It's like a chicken rice.
But you didn't get a taco.
No, I got a chicken rice bowl,
which you could get anywhere really.
Yeah, you're right. But it was just like there was no chicken in it. It's just like a bowl of rice, lukewarm.
It did look pretty rank.
It was awful. I wasn't happy. But you know what? When you've got it, you've got it. You've just got to eat it, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm not a complainer.
you might be by the end of this.
I am a complainer, but I'm not a complainer where I would go up and complain. I just get on it and not have it again.
I'm the same. Yeah. Exactly. I wouldn't go back.
Wouldn't go back.
I was a bit stuck because I've been to that services many times, and there's a Subway there that is now not there anymore.
Right.
So I ended up just getting some sushi, which was fine.
Yeah.
Do you know, when I get anxious, nervous, excited, I'm actually not that hungry.
Right.
So I didn't have much. I've still got some of the food from the Open. I've still got in my bag. I'm munching up.
Well, I brought quite a bit back. I mean, I forgot about the crisps. I brought quite a lot back.
I thought about Chris having Chris at a tournament because when I was doing my shop the night before, there was some really nice, like some of the bigger packets. But then I thought, how do you have crisp chips at an event? You know, when your hands are so important and it's hot in there and the sticky.
Well, you go to the toilet and wash them, don't you?
I know, but it's such a long way, isn't it?
Well,
you know. So anyway,
you know I don't know if you've had them before, like crinkles they're called. If anyone likes crisps,
like Ruffles,
they're like mini crisps, but they're so it's weird. Like it's a tiny packet, but it's like it goes on forever. Like you feel like you get, you open a bag of crisps now and there's about 4 crisps in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, these are like little packs of crisps and they're like little round crinkly crisps, but there's loads. It's like a proper pack of crisps. If anyone can get crinkles, they do prawn cocktail.
Is that what they're called?
Crinkles, yeah. Other brands are available. But crinkles, they do cheese and onion prawn, really good. And they're small as well, so they fit in your bag nicely.
You kept that one to yourself, didn't you?
I've just told you.
A bit late now.
Anyway, so
we get there. I mean, we're the only people that stop on an 1.5-hour journey for lunch. I guess
probably.
We build it into our.
We build it in, yeah.
Our journey, part of our journey. We're going, yeah.
And then we decided, shall we go to the location? But I've been messaging a few people, and they said, forget it. There's no rec play. They're not even halfway through. They've got loads to do. Yeah. There was an issue with the courts and getting them smooth. So
they were new courts for this year. We'll talk about.
They had a lot going on, so we didn't. We went straight to the hotel.
Also, we didn't want to, be asked to do something.
Also, it was about 6:10 when we got there.
The whole point is that, my mixed partner as well had asked, about maybe getting some practice on the day before.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people were hoping for some practice, but it is such a mammoth event.
Hang on, when did we go to the to practice?
We practiced on that day, but we didn't practice at the event.
No, but that was on the way down, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, we didn't mention that.
Mention what?
Well, that we went to Telford to play.
I've not got to that, but we've not arrived yet.
Well, I've arrived at the hotel.
You're saying goodbye already, right? Have a lovely week, everyone.
Yeah, have a great week. I've arrived at the hotel. Oh, God, I forgot all about that.
That's what the notes are for.
What notes?
It's that phone, since you've ditched your iPhone.
Oh, be quiet. I love this phone. Okay, yeah.
So basically, we didn't go to the venue. We went straight to Telford Pickleball Centre.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, we got there early.
Yeah. Who was having events on for the Open as well, wasn't he there? Like, I think the pros were playing there and they had some events.
Right, yes, and there was some play with the pros.
Yes, I think that was being taking place.
But they did have sessions for people who wanted to warm up, because essentially it's the same course, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we went there, we got there early. Thanks to them for letting us go on early. It was great. We did some great drilling. I was playing really well. I was feeling really good.
Yeah.
We then, anyone who was hanging around, we said, "Do you want a game?" And then Jazz came along and we played a game against this guy. Is it Gavin?
Gavin, yeah.
Yeah.
Gavin Samway, is it?
Just like...
Well, I remember playing Gavin when did we play him? A year ago, was it? Maybe less.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Gav, because wow, what an improvement.
But it just shows the difference, because he's local.
He's 10 minutes away and he plays on those courts.
And plays on them whenever he wants.
Yeah.
And he was unbelievable. He wiped the floor with you.
It makes a difference with you. It makes a difference.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So we had some good practice games.
Yeah.
Genuinely, the score didn't matter. We were just enjoying playing. We played some skinny singles and then we were done. So we'd had about an hour and 40 minutes for an hour session, which was really good. We were trying to do some shots and things like that.
Yeah.
Bit of strategy. And then we got approached by somebody who was on when we finished and said, and it was just two of them. Now, this was an experience because I hope I've got the names right. It was Bernie and Marcia.
Yeah, Bernie and Marcia Odebert. So,
yeah.
I mean, Marcia won. Did she win? She won.
I think she did.
She won some medals.
They play at the open level, so they're in there with the pros.
Top players.
I don't think we've really played any pairing that plays together like that at that level. And it was a bit of an eye-opener. It was great practice. But after 3 or 4 games, when we'd already played an hour and 40 minutes...
Yeah, we were flagging a bit.
It was, we might have started getting 4 or 5 points. And by the 4th game, we were getting 1 point if we were lucky. I mean, this guy's got injuries on his injuries.
Well, it's funny because I was speaking to Bernie and, I was just asking a bit about his background. And he says he's been playing racket sports all his life since a very, very young age, every day. And it showed. I mean, I think he's a tennis coach as well, but fantastic players, both him and Marcia. Lovely people. And it was great to just play with them.
It was a real good experience.
And we had some great games, and it was just really, really nice to do that. So
it was nice that they were happy to play with us. I mean, I would have thought after 2 or 3 games, I think they were happy to play
with me, but then you came with me.
After a few games of wiping the floor with us, you'd have thought, well, they're not getting any practice here, but maybe they just wanted to keep winning.
It was great. It was a good warm up for us, and then we went away feeling quite good, didn't we? I guess.
Yeah.
Because it was probably the best practice we've done on those courts.
It was good. I mean, it wasn't. They're not identical.
They're not.
But it's as close as we're going to get.
Yes.
So then obviously we head off. We're a bit concerned. Then we're overdoing it. So we get to the hotel.
Well, you always worry that you don't want to do too much the day before you're playing. So
so the hotel. We get to the hotel.
I've got to say, this hotel is probably the best hotel we've ever stayed in.
Really nice. It was about 10-15 minute walk.
It was the Mercure. It was called the Mercure. Now, we normally stay in like a travel lodge or a Premier Inn.
I mean, it was full of ballers, which was great.
Yeah, it was full of pickleballers. It was a lovely, it was just a nice hotel, like nice entrance, pool tables, bar.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
That was the
problem. And my room, let me just say, hang on, my room, gorgeous room, double bed, massive TV, overlooking the lake at the back with the gardens. I'm not sure what shithole you were in.
I was on the ground floor overlooking the car park with no air conditioning in a heat wave. So
Okay.
Luckily it wasn't too hot that day.
Right. No, it wasn't.
So
it wasn't.
The heat didn't keep me awake. However, we need to start staying in shittier hotels because the problem is we didn't have a sleepless night. We didn't have a terrible night's sleep.
It wasn't that bad.
We were quite comfortable,
which makes it.
And that probably didn't help our play. It was probably a shock to the system, wasn't it? So, and then the night wasn't done. It was very relaxed. We did go to the venue, went to see if there was a possibility of playing but they didn't really need our help. There was so many volunteers there, and credit to all the volunteers who basically knackered themselves out.
Some
bending
of them
and
were
doing
working
the tape
10, 12
and,
hours a day. Yeah,
and
it's
it
crazy.
was then when they said that, you know, there was a few issues with the new courts.
Yeah.
I did hear that one of the issues is how they're stored before they arrive.
Well, they're rolled, aren't they? So I guess when they're unrolled, they're hard to flatten out properly. And I think, you know, it's a learning curve as well for Pickleball England. I mean, each year they'll learn more and more about it. I mean, we'll get into it a bit more later, but they do a fantastic job. It's such a difficult event to run. And the courts obviously are one of the biggest points. Now, at one point, someone said to me, I can't remember if it was Chris, we might have to play a let if you get a dead bounce on the court. And I was thinking, please don't do that, because can you imagine the arguments you would have? Because someone's saying, "Oh, it hit a bad part of the cart."
Yeah.
What part of the cart? Horse and cart.
You're speaking Welsh.
Been hanging around with Paul too much. Paul Byron, another shout out.
It's enough now.
Yeah, enough. So what was I saying? I've lost my train of thought. I thought hopefully they're not going to announce that, because if people start saying, well, it took a bad bounce, replay the point, you could do that for anything.
I'm thinking every shot I don't get, I'm going to say it was a bad
there
bounce.
You go, exactly. Anyway, they didn't announce it, which was great. And I think the courts were pretty solid.
They were good.
There were a few dodgy bounces,
but I'm sure you can get that on any court.
Yeah. So all in all, it was great. And it was good to see everybody there helping out and volunteering.
It was nice. It was a nice feeling.
And we went for dinner.
Yeah. Wagamama's was calling. If you know, everybody knows Wagamama's. If you're living outside the UK and you're coming to England, go to Wagamama's.
Do you know?
Just go. It's
I think
amazing.
I've only ever been to Wagamama's once, and I think that was my second time.
Right. Yeah, you know when the first time was.
Yeah, was it last year?
When you surprised me for my 50th.
Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me, you, and your wife.
Yeah. I know, it was a shame she was there.
Oh, God. Then I'm going to get through this. So, yeah, Wagamama's second time. You know what you're going to get there. Food was really nice. Loads of pickleballers in there. Also,
yeah, it was good.
Idea.
But also, that was the first time we'd seen some people.
Yeah.
And every time someone came in, hey, look, there's a pickleballer.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, now just going back to, you know, when we saw everybody and after our disastrous day, which we'll get into, we were telling everybody, don't expect an upbeat podcast. It's going to be.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be like that. So I just...
No, there's loads of positives.
Yeah. That was right after.
And plenty of negatives.
You know, yeah, but it's not going to be as bad as we were painting out.
No, not at all. Not at all. So let's get on to it then. So we had an 8 o'clock start in the morning.
That was the thing. So we had an early dinner and we were conscious about getting to bed early.
Yeah, which makes no difference really, because going to bed early was still... I mean, I
actually fell asleep early about 10 o'clock.
But it was a restless night. And because it was midweek, breakfast started at 6:30. Normally we're at weekend.
Yes.
So that was a bonus. So, you know...
was it?
Well, it was for me. I thought...
I'll go on to my breakfast experience.
Well, I had a nice breakfast. I think I had like beans, mushrooms, hash browns.
You were filling a sack.
I was like Santa. Well, I thought like, I've got to leave. My first game's at 8 o'clock. I'll take a few croissants.
I think it was like, it was a conversation like, you know, should we leave at 7:30?
Get there, check in.
Was it 8 o'clock or
8 o'clock?
Right. But then you speak to somebody else and they say, oh, they're leaving at 7.
Exactly.
Like,
so we left, I think we left at 7:15.
So I said to you, look, I want to be at breakfast for 6:45. And you're like, no, we'll do it later. And then, of course, in the morning, I get a text.
I'm up.
Saying, I'm up, I'm here.
Yeah. And then for anybody that has breakfast, I'm sure you all know what to do. You know, you take stuff with you, don't you? So I took a couple of chocolate croissants. In fact, I gave one away because someone else was starving because they hadn't thought ahead like me. So I had my chocolate croissant after my first game. But
it's not your problem. They had a lack of planning, is it?
No, it's not. But I'm so generous.
You're just a nice
I'd give
guy.
my last Rolo to anybody. Other brands are available.
Your home is at risk if you've got payments.
So let's talk about the pickleball.
Well, hold your horses, hold your horses.
Myself
this is where it went downhill for me because I go to breakfast.
Yeah.
and I'm already thinking Seville Lounge.
Well, vegan, you do struggle at
they'd
breakfast.
already told me that they do vegan sausages, so I go in. That's also why I wanted to get there early, because sometimes you have to wait 20 minutes for them. So they come, and I'm not being funny. It looked like they had M&Ms in. I have no idea what was in.
Yeah, they were quite colourful, weren't they?
They were. So I wasn't brave enough. I didn't touch them at all.
No, you put them on my plate for some reason. Why did you do that?
Well,
I felt guilty.
I felt bad because I'd ordered them and then I'd not even touched them.
Oh, right.
So I gave one to you. But anyway,
I didn't touch it, by the way.
Yeah, I know it looks a bit grim. So then I didn't really know what to have after that. So I got a couple of pieces of toast, coffee. Do you know, I can't even remember what I ate.
I don't think you had.
Oh, I'll tell you what I had. I had hash browns and beans and mushrooms.
Okay, that's nice.
Those were the most phenomenal hash browns I've ever had.
Yeah, they were
good.
Breakfast.
They were so crispy. However, I wanted to take something away because I'm doing what you do.
Yeah.
So I come up with the idea of making a club sandwich. So 2 pieces of bread with a piece of bread in the middle.
Yeah.
So I go over. I'm thinking peanut butter, maybe a bit of jam. Go over. No strawberry jam.
There was.
No, it was rhubarb jam.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean,
who's having rhubarb
exactly.
jam?
Exactly.
Even I pull my nose at that one. It's not for me.
There was margarine, thankfully, but I had to ask for it, and I got it, and I had a margarine club sandwich. I took that with.
I thought the breakfast was pretty decent. To be fair.
Yeah, it was 50-50 for me. The hash browns were the hero, but I couldn't take them with.
Yeah. So we didn't actually walk to the place because time was an issue, wasn't it? So we drove, paid the nominal fee of £5, even though I said we're press. And I probably could have got away with it, but I didn't. We paid the £5.
Yeah, he did say, "Well, press go in that way." Yeah. We're like, forget it.
We'll pay.
I still owe you, don't I? Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I owe you
£2.50. I've added it onto your bill.
Okay.
So yeah, we get in and everyone's buzzing around, and you've got all the shots there, and everything's very exciting.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of people for the first time, aren't you?
Yeah, and then so we were on court. I don't know, court 6, 8, I think maybe. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it blends.
First game, I can't remember who it was against.
I tell you exactly who it was against.
Right, it doesn't matter because
it was against 2 players we knew.
Okay, so we get on court. You get your 2-minute warm up, and then you're into the game. Now,
okay, you know what? Hold that thought, because I'm going to ask you a question now.
Yes.
We've had this conversation this week.
Yeah.
What do you think of the warm up beforehand?
Generally, you mean for all matches or just for the first?
For all matches.
I think I understand why you have to have time constraints, but I think you need to have court monitors to enforce those time constraints.
No, but I'm talking about, a lot of the time you're very impatient for the warm up. You sort of see it as a bit pointless.
Well, that warm up I was happy to do because it was the first one.
Right.
Normally, when I'm into my 3rd or 4th game, I'm like, if I'm not ready now, I'm never going to be ready. Do I need to practice my shots again? Is it going to make any difference? Really?
Because as a warm up, you can hit that 3rd shot drop every single time.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess is it just about loosening your body?
Well, some people are like, I'm like, are you ready? And no, I just need to do a few serves.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you've not served before. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm very impatient. I just want to get going. At that point, I just want to play. The warm-up is more important to some people than it is to others. Let's just say that.
I know if you've been waiting around for a couple of hours.
I get that, yeah. But if you've got one game after the other.
I mean, for me, it seems like it's like revising before you go into the exam hall.
Yeah.
It's like...
You should know it all by now.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But I understand why people want to do it, because you do get cold, like, standing around. We were okay because it was an 8:00 start.
Like if you're having a warm-up match and you got 15 minutes, then I understand that, because then you're really getting into it. But hitting a few 3rd shot drops and a few serves, and is it really doing anything?
Probably not. Now, I spoke to a lot of people, and it's amazing actually how many people feel the same way that we do when going on court, and especially in the first game. So I'm going to put a question to you now, because tell me how you feel when you go on court for that first game. Tell me.
Well, obviously we've talked about my tingling and things like that, and I don't think it was as bad this time.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, because in Rotter I tingled the whole way through, and it was, you know, it was good adrenaline.
Yeah.
How do I feel when I go on court? I'm nervous.
Okay.
But any athlete, I've spoken to professional athletes who will tell you, yes, they feel the nerves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that first moment really defines how I play. I just feel that first moment is basically the whole match for me sometimes.
It's actually crippling, because, well, ask me the question.
Do you know what? I don't think I will.
No, ask me the question.
How do you feel when you go on court?
I feel bloody marvellous. No, I feel I get on court and I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
I don't feel nervous, but I cannot play the way I want to play. I don't have butterflies. I don't feel nervous. And I feel, and when I say it's crippling, I don't mean it's crippling. It's crippling for me and you, because you're nervous. I feel like I can't.
Yeah, we feed off each other.
Yeah,
you know,
and we're both.
It's a chemistry thing.
Yeah. So what happens is then you hit a few bum shots, and it feeds into that nervous energy. Well, not nervous. That, I don't know how to explain it, but for me, I have a feeling of I underperform when I'm in a tournament. Like, I can go and play social play, I can go and play rec play, and I can play free. I can play my best pickleball. I can be amazing. I can go into a warm up.
Okay.
I can do all the stuff, and then I go on court and I feel like I cannot play my pickleball.
I'm just going to,
and it's so crippling and frustrating.
I'm just going to talk about one of those points you mentioned. You just said that you go to rec play and you go on there and you play freely. But a lot of the time, both of us struggle to go and play rec play freely because we take it too seriously. But I'm not saying you don't.
I don't feel the pressure of a tournament, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel like.
But do you not feel that?
Yes, I take it seriously.
Do you not feel that on some level, because we're so uber competitive in rec play, that we can't always relax in rec play? You know, if we could learn to relax in rec play, maybe it would help us a bit more.
No, I feel like
in competitive play.
I feel like rec play, I'm playing relaxed, and I'm playing. You know, I might not play well sometimes, but I'm playing without the fear.
However, there's many times we've come away from rec play and not played well, and it's eaten us up.
It has, and
it shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't.
So what I'm saying is that a bad habit that we formed without realizing? That if we're doing it in rec play, surely that's going to be replicated when we play in a tournament.
I think it's a different thing. I think when you get into because the Open is the tournament and the biggest tournament.
Yeah, because we have played well in other tournaments.
You know, we played the week before. We got to a semi-final at a higher standard than we played in that.
Yeah.
So, you know, we played brilliantly. We played free, like we didn't care.
We did.
So what I'm saying is, we have to find a way to play our pickleball free and unhindered. And I don't know the answer to that yet.
No,
and we'll find the answer to that.
That is probably the number one most frustrating thing for us.
But it's not just us.
That we can't find the answer.
What's pleasing for me is talking to a lot of people. I thought it was just me and you. And the amount of people that said, especially the first game, you know, how nervous they are playing and how they can't play the game because they're so nervous and they're tense. And so I think everybody feels that. It's how we get over that.
It's frustrating. Not, you know, it's not like we can. It's a bad shot that we can drill out.
No,
you know, and I do feel that,
and it's not drilling in this case. It's a mental.
No, this
thing.
is all mental.
All
However, the fact that we only play once or twice a week and don't have time to drill, because when you're playing once or twice a week, you want to play once or twice a week.
What's weird is, though, when I went to play the mix the following day, I didn't feel any pressure and I was a lot more relaxed playing. But we'll get into that a bit later on.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, we know it's something to do with putting pressure on ourselves. We know it's something to do with the fact that it's the premier tournament, you know, the second largest tournament amateur outside of America.
And not only that, there's so many people watching you now. You know,
and I think you hit the nail on the head there. You start it. It's not one thing that we can fix.
No, it's
not. But
I
also think we go in there and I think this is also linked to our rec play. When we're playing top players, we're playing tonight, a Thursday night, and it's a really tough standard, a great high standard. And we want people to be saying, oh my God, Andy played well, or Robert played well.
And we put pressure
and so
on.
we're putting, but that's what I'm saying. We're putting that pressure on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
What do we expect for the Open?
No, exactly. And because of the way it was set out and the courts we were on, there was a lot of people watching our games. And then you glance over and you see someone you know, and you think, I can't be crap now because someone's watching me. And then that heaps more pressure on me. I mean, you actually like people watching. I
do like people watching.
I'm the opposite. I get a bit...
I mean, just to give everyone an idea, we started the first game. Before we blinked, we were 8-1 down.
Was it 8-1?
8-1.
Yeah.
I remember these things.
Yeah, I don't. Blank it out.
I think we actually got it back to 8-7.
Right. Okay.
And then we lost 11-7. Now, does this pattern sound familiar? How many times have we given a massive lead?
Yeah.
Brought it back and then lost?
Yeah.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
In the second match, we were 6-0 down at the turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when you're playing at 4-0 plus, you can't be giving these leads.
No.
I can't remember then we had the third match. I don't even remember it.
I think we pulled that 6-0 back, didn't we?
I think we got to 6-5 again.
Yeah.
And then we let it go again. And it's like we just can't find the mental consistency.
Yeah.
But because also when you're giving somebody such a big lead,
but it's so frustrating.
Tough to claw back. You can get a little bit further back, but then to then go all the way, it's like something goes against us and then we fold again.
Yeah.
And then in the last match, it just so happened to be on one of the show courts that was streamed live to millions on YouTube, which I was excited about. And I thought, you know what? It's our last game. We both went in with a better attitude. But then what happens? We're 10-2 down before we know it.
I know. It's just
we start playing some great pickleball at that point. We get it back to 10-6.
Yeah.
By the way, I've done an Ernie on the show court at this point.
Yeah.
Which I will be posting on the socials.
No one
behind your back.
No one wants to see it.
Because if I ask you to,
you know why no one wants to see it? Let me tell you why no one wants to see it. Because everybody's already seen it. Because you showed it to literally everybody. Have you seen my Ernie? Have you seen my Ernie?
Look, I was hanging on to scraps at that point. But,
it was a great Ernie in slow motion.
Maybe I'll speed it up another time. But you know what? At that point, I thought, I'm running out of points to enjoy myself here.
I know. So you did well. It was a great thing to do. And you know what? It was so frustrating for me because I know that we are so much better than that.
And not only that, but we've worked so hard as a pairing and
we never turned up.
And improved.
It's like Man United, isn't it? All these great players, but they just don't turn up. No comment.
Yeah, I don't think you want me to go down that road.
No, that's not. It's just, for me, your head goes down after, especially when you lose the first game, because that is really the catalyst to moving forward. You need to really win the first game.
We have lost the first game.
We have, and been lucky.
So after the first game, I wasn't so...
Yeah.
I was upset because it was the usual, give a big lead away, come back and then still blow it. I wasn't that upset because you can put it right at that point. But when you're playing 4 round robin games, you lose 2 and you're out. Yeah. So the pressure's on at that point.
Exactly.
So you go in and then you just
even more
play
pressure.
Like a damp squib again.
Yeah.
And then it's like, the biggest key is we play so within ourselves. We create some great pop-ups, and what do? We just pat it back. We don't go for anything.
We play within ourselves.
And I'm not saying, it's not about...
That's what I'm talking about, playing free. Yeah. We don't play free. No.
We're scared.
We're inhibited.
We play scared. Yeah. It's a fear.
It's a fear.
It's like being paralyzed with fear.
Yeah.
However, that I
don't want to hit my serve out. I want to keep my return deep, but then I don't want to hit it too long because it could go out. All these things are going and one thing sort of compounds the next thing, and before you know it, you're 6-0 down.
I know over the last few weeks we've been told by top players, the serve is important, and you've been saying it for a good few months now. Got to get it deeper. Got to get it deeper. But how many times do we see at the pro level it lands mid-court.
Yeah, but it's pro level's different.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
they know what's going to happen.
If you hit, we're not at the level where every single one is going to go deep, and every return is going to go deep.
No, but you talk about the pro level, but don't forget a pro level. Whether you hit a serve brilliantly or not, it's still coming back equally as good.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter at that level. So they might as well not put too much effort.
Somebody said to me, "Oh, your serves have really improved," and we had a practice game beforehand, didn't we? And then when it got to it, I don't think I really caused anybody a problem.
Exactly.
With the serve.
It's got to be like a worldy serve, really.
I mean, you
cause problems.
At the end of it, you were saying. I mean, we were both devastated. You were saying you're done with tournaments.
I did. I said I'm done with tournaments because I just can't play how I want to play.
Yeah,
because I know I can do it,
but I never want to give up on anything, and I know that we're good enough to get there. But I don't know the answers. That's the problem.
Also, then you start walking around and the question comes out, doesn't it?
Oh, God.
How are you getting on? Well,
at that point, you can't walk anywhere between any game without somebody saying, how are you getting on? And you just want to say,
you can't say that.
That's how I felt at the time.
You can't say that. But I mean, I do it to other people. I say, how are you getting on? It's what you say, isn't it? But when you're lost,
you do. It's like when you meet somebody that you don't know, you say,
"Hi, how you doing?
Nice weather, isn't it?"
Yeah,
like that's the weather of pickleball.
It is.
How are you getting on?
And when you're winning, you don't mind. You go, "Oh yeah, well."
They can't even get that word, the words out before you're telling them. But
when you're losing, it's like
how I can't think of an analogy, but it's like, I don't know. You've got
it's awful.
You've got to think in the mind of somebody that not everybody is having a good day pickleball wise. No. So maybe it's something. Maybe it should be an unwritten rule that maybe you shouldn't ask.
I think we should wear stickers, like a circle for ask me and a cross for don't ask me. What a great idea!
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah,
that is a good idea.
Yeah, and then you just walk around with the circle. Don't ask me.
So in the end, I just started saying to people, "Oh, I went out in the quarters by a point." I mean, it was just easy.
And then someone turned around and said, "No, you didn't. I was watching your scores."
So I think we all have to. This is a lesson here. We all have to, maybe suss out the situation before you ask somebody how you're getting on.
Well, I'm just going to put this out there to people who are listening to send us messages about your experience at the Open, and how do you feel when you go into your first game? How do you feel when you play in the other games? Are you stressed? Are you nervous? Do you play within yourself? I'd be interested to see what other people think about this. So please send us some messages and let me know.
We did it. 24 hours in pickleball is a long time, and we did start to feel better by the evening. We started joking a bit. That's how we came up with the 18 thing.
A couple of pints helped.
It did. I just sat down and I just started like mumbling to myself. If you need a win.
Yeah. No one else can help you. You can hire.
You can beat Andy and Rob. That's what it felt like. Everybody needs like a confidence pickup. Just play us at the Open.
Well, we'll have to change that, won't we?
However, having said that,
yes,
the standard is really high. The standard is growing all the time. I learned over the weekend that there's so many people had said to you, "Why is that person playing at 3.5? And why is that person playing?" And then they still didn't medal.
Yeah, the standard is just incredible. Even from the top right down to the lower levels, the standard has improved massively.
Where, our lack of play does hurt us. Because, yes, it's not just... mental game is a big part for us, but however, if we felt confident knowing that we drilled twice a week and we played twice a week and we can play whenever we want, I think we would have a different confidence. I think we're going on court knowing we're at a disadvantage.
Also, for me,
can't play enough.
I feel that we have to start playing on tennis courts somewhere, because
that is also true.
I'm finding it a bit pointless playing with an indoor ball on a badminton court and then turning up at a tournament and playing a different game.
It is.
I feel like we need to be playing on tennis courts.
But tennis players play on all different surfaces.
Yeah, but
and some are better on some than
playing pickleball. It's completely different. Well, I feel that we need to start now making an effort to figure out how to play on a tennis court somewhere. Whether we put our own court in a unit, or if anyone wants to help with that, putting a court in the north.
Because it's at this time of year at the Open that we start talking about facilities with everybody.
And we are getting facilities, but we're a bit behind up here. So even one court, if anyone's got a building or anything like that, you know, talk
anywhere
to us.
in North Manchester.
Talk to us because we're happy to help.
Yeah, we'll play. We'll play for food. But one shout out, actually, one bright spot.
Well, you said we're done with shout outs.
One bright spot of the men's doubles that was disastrous for us was, apart from the Ernie, was you being called by the referee for a foot fault, which was quite humorous because someone's going to get caught, and I guess that just just summed it up.
It wasn't a kitchen fault though, was it? It was a serve.
Oh, you're right. It was
a serve.
Yeah.
Like, I must have put my foot on the line. It was a serve fault. Yeah.
She hated you.
She hated me. Yeah. She's a lovely lady. Actually, she's actually messaged us since to say I do apologise for calling your foot fault. You actually played against her, didn't you?
I did. She beat me. We'll get on to that.
Yeah, but I did. You know, also that adds a pressure having a referee. Because then you think, I don't want to go in the kitchen. Yeah. I don't want to do this. You know, you've got to be careful.
It makes you stand a little bit further back as well.
It does. You know, all these little things have a bearing on how you play. So, but it's experience. It's tournament experience.
But, you know, this is why, you know, what did I, have you got your phone? Yeah. What did I text you this morning?
About,
did I write it in? Hold on.
I can tell you. What was it about?
It was about not. Oh, here we go.
You got
so I texted you this morning because it's been on my mind. And my first thought is, when you're saying you want to give up, I'm saying we're not giving up, because when we get there, and we will get there, all this will make it worthwhile. And we're not giving up. We will find a way. It might take us a few years. It might take a few £1,000s in building a court.
Yeah,
but we'll get there, and
we will make it
all worthwhile. And then I saw this thing. I know we talked about a couple of times about how many points Roger Federer lost, but in his career, and it puts some perspective on it. And you know, then I saw another one. It said Michael Jordan missed 12,345 shots in his career. Roger Federer only won 54% of his points. Serena Williams lost 10 Grand Slam finals. Cristiano Ronaldo missed 31 penalties. What it's saying is they all failed, they all missed, and they all lost. But their ability to rise up again is what defined them.
Wow.
And that is inspiring for me.
Yeah, it
is.
I
hope it is for everybody else, because I'll never give up. Because we're better than, you know, it's two years of Opens now. We've turned up.
And not performed.
And not performed.
So next year we have to turn up and perform.
But I'm not giving up.
Well, I am.
No, you already did that, but now you're back.
I'm back. I'm back.
So
let's just talk about our listeners, because we've had a few questions in. So I just wanted
We're not going to do day 2 first?
No, I'd rather do this first and finish with day 2.
Okay.
Yeah?
You're the boss.
Okay, so we had one message. Do you know who it was from? I'm not looking it up now. Sorry, I've not written down the name. But it was about... Well, do you remember the question?
I think you need to find the message.
Well, you talk about the actual question, and I'll find the message.
Okay. I think it leads on from the second day. So you find the message. I'm going to start talking about the second day.
Not sure how to find it. I've got that many different things. Would it be...
I think you sent it to me probably in a WhatsApp.
Ah, right. Okay.
So
let me do that.
Yeah. So anyway, by the evening, we were in better spirits.
You
know, we started learning. Hold that thought.
Okay.
We're going to go on to day 2 because it does lead into
Okay,
that.
Fine.
So we were in better spirits. We had a later start the next day, so it was more relaxed. I think I started at 1:45. You started at
3:15. But I was eager to have breakfast before it shut. Which was about 10. So I think we ended up having breakfast about 9 and then leaving early, even though we weren't on till the afternoon.
And we had a massive meal the night before, so
it was a chance to also watch other people and maybe talk to people. And
it was a time for us to relax.
Yes,
really.
Yeah. So we went over, and then you were playing with like a new partner as a one-off, and I was playing with a new partner as well. So it was all sort of the unknown with the mix, wasn't it? But I felt, as I said earlier, I felt like there's no pressure today.
And I think a lot of people have said that.
Because But that just goes back to why am I heaping so much pressure on the men?
Because we're too busy trying to impress everybody around us. That you know.
Yeah. So go on, talk about your mixed experience.
So I was really excited. I think we got being in the afternoon session gave us a good opportunity to get some practice. In fact, I think we practiced. We practiced the afternoon before. Before we went back to the hotel, we stayed around the venue after. And that was okay. So I'd had a couple of games together, and it was good. We won our first 2 matches. That was fine. We were sort of, playing okay. Not 100% fantastic, but
it's always difficult.
Sometimes it's about getting through the round robin.
It's always but it's always difficult when you're playing with a new partner, especially in the mixed. Or actually, no, for any new partner, because you don't really know each other's way of play.
No, but we had a conversation before.
Okay.
And I'm, as you know, I'm quite submissive. I don't need to be the dominant person if the other person wants to be the dominant person.
Yeah.
I do whatever is right for the team.
Yeah.
So we had a few conversations. Yes, we missed a few down the middle. Lack of communication, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But 2 good players, I wasn't worried. So we lost one. Again, we walked away. I think we lost 11-7 to the referee. She called everything out. It was in,
she wasn't refereeing.
Typical ref, But, they were good players. They beat us. We weren't happy about it because it was one of those where it probably could have gone either way. And, we were just sort of couldn't get ahead, pulling it back and then couldn't get ahead. And then we lost 11-7. Could have won it. And then we won the final. So we went into the final match needing a win,
right,
against a really good pairing who had already won the first 2 games, and then shockingly lost a game. Not shockingly, because they were well beaten. However, I would have expected them to beat that pairing. They were also a very fresh pairing.
Okay,
never met before the event, so they lost that. However, it was almost like a playoff because they were 2-1, we were 2-1. So whoever won that got through. And it was somebody who I think I'd lost to last year in the quarters in the mixed with a different partner.
Right.
So that was playing on my head a bit. Anyway, I think we were like 7-0 up, and it was like 7-6, and it was really tough. But we got through it mentally. It was really good because those tough ones that you almost lose, but you come back and you win. And I think we won it in the end, 11-7 or 11-8.
Okay, so
we got through to the round of 16.
It was the round of 16.
Yeah, it was a massive entry for this level.
It was. And
then because we didn't win the group, I don't know how it works. I assume you play the group winner of another group.
Was that the Welsh team?
So we played the Welsh team who played for Wales.
You both played brilliantly.
And I have to tell you, we were 4-0 down before we knew it.
Yeah.
They were amazing. The guy was all over the place.
Yeah.
You couldn't hit it anywhere where he couldn't get it. And we were 4-0 down before we knew what we were doing. But we had a little chat and we changed a few things.
Yeah.
And we were 14-4 before we knew it. We were unbelievable.
Yeah, you played really well
against a really top team.
It was good. I watched it.
And it was great. They got a couple of points back. But even then, at that point, I'm thinking to myself, even I'm not going to blow this. So they get back to 14-6. We get it back. We win. They were completely devastated because they never expected that from us. They never saw that coming.
They got their tactics wrong as well.
Yes, they tried to change things that didn't work because we were so hot.
Yeah,
we were awesome.
You were getting everything back. Like, literally, it was
defended brilliantly.
Yeah,
and my focus was there.
It's just so nice when that happens.
Something that we also struggle from because of the pressure we put on ourselves is the focus.
Yeah.
And it was just the perfect match. Then we get through to the quarters.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I watched that as well.
Yeah.
And from such a high to such a low.
But it wasn't a low because it was one of those where basically we lost to Agassi and Graf. We had no chance. We would never get. They were just so amazing.
Yeah, they were.
We couldn't. It didn't matter what shot we played. Some of his serves I couldn't even return, let alone return them.
Well, there you go. Talk about serves.
Yeah.
When it's a weapon, it's a weapon.
Yeah. and I was mumbling like bloody tennis players and all that crap. And, you know, so we lost something like 15-4 or 15-6. And, you know, I was quite hopeful even at like 10-4, come on, we're still in it. You know, we're not losing this. I'm not giving up yet, all that kind of stuff.
Well, you were never really in
But
that
we were
game.
never,
No.
you know, I guess once it gets to 12, you're sort of seeing the writing on the wall, aren't you? And,
It was tough. It was tough.
I mean, to be honest, at one point, it was just great to get a point.
Yeah.
I think we
had a very good female strong partner as well.
Yeah.
She played really well, and
yeah,
you did well.
So I really enjoyed playing with Heidi. It was great. It was a pleasure. And yeah, so that was my experience. Like you say, it was pressure free.
Yeah.
I wasn't unhappy. We lost to a better team who went on to win the gold until afterwards. And we're going to feed into this. Okay. It's a coincidence that you got a message before I even brought this up to you a few days later, because I wasn't bothered. I wasn't going away. I know the sandbaggers in the tournament. It's not about the sandbaggers for me. It's about us getting better to the point where sandbaggers don't affect us.
Are you getting into that now, or do you want my mix first?
I'll get into it now. So just as a
what about the message?
Purely as we'll get into that straight. We'll get straight into that. Oh, sorry, you've not.
No,
I thought you mentioned your mix.
No, I haven't. No.
Fine. Okay. You just said you were pressure free, and I thought, fine, but we can go into your mix. But let me just.
You don't want to hear about my mix?
Yeah. How do you want to do it? Do you want me to do this?
No, let me do my mix,
that,
and then we'll go into sandbagging, because it could be a whole topic. So, I played with a lovely lady called Gillian, who I've not played with before in a tournament like this, and we were a new partnership. Again, we had a little discussion beforehand, and we didn't get off to a very good start, and we lost our first 2 games. And again, you
were unhappy with yourself again. I could see in your body language.
It's hard because, you know, when you play it with a new partner, sometimes it's hard to not so much gel, but know what they're going to do. And I wasn't coming across as much as I would when I played mixed previously. And
especially when you can't practice together.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. And then we went on to play some of the guys we actually played in the men's who were brilliant players. And we won the next 2 games. And going back, thinking about it, if we would have won one more game, we would have been through.
And that's what I kept saying to you.
And it's just such fine margins sometimes. But we didn't get through. We won 2, lost 2. I had a lovely time playing with Gillian, and that was my mix. Really, there's not a lot more to say about it. It was very
eventful, but there was a bit of redemption at the end of the day.
Yeah, because we beat 2 good teams, and also, again, I didn't feel like there was pressure there, which was good.
I think you know, I watched you a couple of times, and you were sort of, I think you were trying to force it at times.
Yeah,
and, you know,
it's hard.
It
is
is difficult.
You know. There's a lot of targeting goes on in the mixed as well, so sometimes it's hard to get in the game. Anyway, it was a nice day, but it was a long day because obviously it was past 3, and then I had to wait because you were still playing, and it was just knackering, and then I had to drive back. So
I think it was running 2 hours behind, and I think the problem was, I mean, maybe we'll just do this in the sum up at the end, but it was running a couple of hours behind, which is hard. The hardest part is the standing around.
It's the standing, because you end up walking around.
And then you get on the court and it's like your first game again. That's the problem.
Warm-up time.
Well, that's where, you know, but a warm-up just doesn't cut it, does it? You need
you need to play a game really to get into it. So this is the message.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
We got this message about sandbagging at the tournament. So it's not just me. And like I said, I wasn't bothered. I'm not making excuses. I lost to this guy. However, it did make me reflect when we got this message. So, you know what? Read the message first.
Okay. What would you do in this scenario? You've entered the English Open 4-0 plus mixed doubles, and you know that a friend has also entered the same category with a 4.72 duper partner. The above was obviously pre-tournament, but I didn't get around to posting it. The couple actually won silver. Now I'm thinking, why can't admin run a quick look up on finalists, semi-finalists, to check their duper fits the correct category before the match goes ahead? If found to be incorrect, then the next place team gets to play instead. Also, should the medals be returned or withdrawn from players post-game and players disqualified, banned, or names listed if found afterwards to be playing in a lower category, like in other sports, i.e. athletics, etc., because after all, it's cheating.
There's a lot to digest there. First of all, nothing's happening after the event.
No, your medals are your medals, and no one's taking medals back.
And second of all, it's very difficult for Pickleball England. They do their checks. I promise you, they do their checks. They can't, sometimes DUPA, I don't know what it is, but it has a reliability score, and sometimes it can be unreliable and say it's reliable and vice versa. It's really difficult for Pickleball England to dissect everybody. And I think the onus is on the person. And I'm sorry, it says a lot about a person if they're doing that. And it's very unfortunate for the people like us who are stuck being sandbagged against. But the responsibility is on the person. Pickleball England will do what they can to a point, but they can't cover everything. And people can also mask DUPA, or they could say, well, yeah, my DUPA's 4.7, but
I've only played in this.
And if that person really wanted to, like the guy I lost to in Rotter, whose DUPA dropped a whole point a few weeks before, people can manufacture DUPA. You can delete it if you want. So
I think you're right. I think it is down to the person. And I think, you've got to be responsible and think, look, am I good enough to play in this level? If I am, I should be playing in this level. If I'm not good enough, then fine. But, you know how good you are. I would always want to play at a higher level. That's me. I wouldn't want to play at 3-5, for example, and try and win a medal. I want to play at 5-0.
I've already said to you, we played in the 3-5, 4-5 bracket in Rotter. And I said to you, next year,
we're going to play open.
Although I said that before.
Before the tournament.
Before the mess.
Yeah.
But I said I don't want to play against 3-6s and 3-7s.
It's no satisfaction winning a medal when you're at a lower level.
We had some tough games, but winning it, I'd rather compete at a higher level.
There are people that are medal hunters, and there are people that want to improve and play at better levels.
And there's lots of them. And let me tell you, this is a massive issue in America as well.
Yeah, it's not just in the UK.
But with regards to after the event, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think, it would be nice if these people were, if Pickleball England had a wall of shame and we could post them and all have a laugh at them, and say, what were you doing playing in the 4.0? And that would be nice. A bit of shame. But I can't remember the timeline now. I don't know if this prompted me to check or if it was just a coincidence that I'd actually had a look, because the person I beat, I just felt at the time, the person who wiped the floor with us in the mixed quarters, I had a feeling at the time, this guy is not a 4.0.
What was his DUPA? Did you have a look?
Well, funnily enough, he didn't have a DUPA. He's not on DUPA, which is another red flag for me.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
So I did a little Google search. Don't you love the internet?
I love you, how bothered you are, because I wouldn't.
No, I'm not bothered. I just thought it's a shame that the best games are when you're playing with your peers. You have great games.
Okay,
and
tell me who he is.
Those are the most wonderful games when you win a tight one and you're playing against people your level, and that's how the tournament should be. And you know what? Had we have not come across them in the quarterfinals, had the draw been kinder to us, we might have got to the final.
Maybe.
And then I thought, well, you know what? Maybe we could have won it, and maybe this person did rob us of a medal. We played so phenomenally well in that quarter.
Yeah.
However, it's on that person. It's that person's responsibility.
So God, I'm excited for you to
tell
me the results.
I'm not going to tell you his name or the country he played for. Country, yes, he played for his country.
All right.
And if you're his mixed partner and you're listening, because I'm sure he's not listening, if he is, he ain't listening after this. If you were his mixed partner,
she was a great player.
If you need someone for the Nationals, because Heidi's
I
Irish.
need someone for the Nationals.
She's American.
We're all appealing for the mix for the Nationals.
I was awesome in the mix. If anybody needs a partner for the Nationals, let me know. EBTKD.
Yeah. Carry on.
So I did a Google search, and it turned out that he played in the Pickleball World Cup last year in Peru.
Right. Okay.
And got to the quarterfinals. I know
doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. But when you're from a country, when you run or created that country's federation,
but it might be a small country.
What, like Wales? But Wales is brand new. This is something. If you're playing.
Let it go.
No, I'm just saying.
Let it go.
it's gone. I'm having a laugh about it.
Right. Okay.
However, you know, if you're playing, and I'm not going to say the country, you know, I think it was something like the Ayman Islands or something like that. But I'm not saying the country. You know, if you're captaining your team to World Cup quarterfinals, I know it's amateur. I'm not being, and you're not on Duper. I'm not being funny. What the hell are you doing playing at 4.0?
In defence of the guy, you know, mixed is very tough as well, and you know.
Yeah, I know, but there is a tendency to think, well, if I'm a 4-5 or I'm playing in the Open and my mixed is a 4-0, then we'll play. You don't play down. Anybody would tell you.
If
you
I
have
was
to
him,
play up to their level.
If I was him,
hold on. People got moved up. I know people who said to me, I said, are you in mine? And they said, no, I got moved up because my partner was at 4.6.
Yeah, well, maybe he slipped under the radar, but the fact
is... I guess not having a Duper is a help.
The guy should know himself that he's better than that level.
Yes.
However, you know, he might have not been able to find a partner at that level to play at that level, you know, which is also a difficult thing. So,
look, you know, I enjoyed playing. I love playing against that level. I got absolutely battered.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. And if that was my path, then so be it. My job was to be a good partner,
by the way,
to my mix. And I think I did a good job. So, you know, if I don't win a medal, I don't win a medal. That's one less in my sock drawer. However, if I'm that person and I go through and win gold and I walk it, big deal.
Can I just say my medals are on the wall, not in my sock drawer? And by the way, how are you getting on?
Shit, how are you? Well, let me tell you, I go to my sock drawer every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. To look at your medals?
Maybe once every 2 or 3 days. Anyway,
wow,
that message actually helped me because I thought, you know, people do come up to us, don't they, during the couple of days that we're there and complain. And that was one of the things about sandbagging.
There was another thing actually about CO2.
Yes. Now I've not researched this, so I would welcome.
One of our avid listeners mentioned, and it's actually a fair point.
Yeah, and I think that's why we didn't perform because the CO2 levels.
You know, has anyone done a test about CO2 levels in a room like that? Because there's a lot of people, a lot of oxygen. You know,
there's none in here. It's bloody baking.
No, I'm really
could have put a fan on.
You're my fan. So yeah, that's another thing that I don't know how true it is, or you know, I think we need to do some tests on that CO2 in a room. If anyone knows about oxygen levels and CO2
levels, excuse. And believe me, I'm running out of excuses.
Yeah, you didn't do well. That was the CO2 in the room.
You lost your knee brace, didn't you?
Oh God! You know,
you had a little panic, didn't you?
Yeah, because it's a great knee brace that, and I took it off, and I was watching on the centre court, and I put it down, and then I had a panic. So the next morning, the mixed morning, I went everywhere looking for it to the lost property, to the volunteers desk. No one had it. So I played without it, actually.
Oh, did you?
Well, I had to.
That's why you lost the first 2 games.
Anyway, I came home and it was in my bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're 100% surprised by that.
It's actually now on my ankle, ready to go and play.
Yeah, we're playing tonight.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I'm sick of being excited for sessions. It does me no good.
Yeah.
I'm sick of being confident. I think that's what we were saying on the way down. We're saying we're not going to be confident anymore.
Yeah,
in fact, we're going to do the opposite and say we're going to do terrible.
Yeah, we tried that. That didn't work either.
Well, it did work, unfortunately.
Anyway.
But yeah, so that was the end of the Open. And you know.
It'd be good to hear your experiences of the Open as well. So just let us know. Send us some messages on how you got on, what your thoughts are, how you enjoyed the putting on of the Open, what you thought. Like, do you think there should have been more shops? Do you think there should have been different companies there?
I mean, let's just talk about overall thoughts, stroke review of the Open.
My thoughts for such a big event like that, I would have liked to see more vendors. Yeah, I would have liked to see more vendors because it's a great opportunity for people.
And if you're there 2 or 3 days, you want to see.
Yeah, why can't we have more vendors? People can try more different kind of paddles because not every vendor has all the paddles. They all have different paddles. You know, why can't we have more of that? More closed stalls. I didn't see any closed stalls.
No, you're right. Actually,
you know, I mean that's a great thing to have. You know, pickleball closed. Shoes, if they have Skechers, but there must be other brands.
A couple of shoes, yeah.
You know, I just think that there should be more for people that, because there is a lot of downtime, I'd say.
Yeah.
Where you can walk around and you can have a look, and people like to spend money at these places.
The food was all right.
They actually moved the cafe, and I said to the woman behind the cafe, "Don't you think it's better around here?" She said no, she preferred it where it was. But
it's less visible, isn't it?
It's less visible, but it was a lot
area.
bigger,
yeah,
and it was much better. I thought
you could get a seat.
And I thought that was great. I thought the cafe was really good. Regarding the event, again, kudos to the volunteers, and the event was fantastic.
And I have to say, I know, obviously people come to us and there's criticisms, and yes, I'm sure Karen and Pickleball England, I'm sure every year they probably think, right, we've got it right, we've cracked it, and then other things crop up, and you're never going to get it right. It was disappointing. One of the biggest things that the feedback we got was the fact that when we were 2 hours delayed, it was in the afternoon and it was the day before the singles. So a lot of the youngsters had come and they were playing on loads of empty courts.
They were,
And I think that was the frustrating part. And it's difficult in the moment when you've got tough matches, critical matches, and you're standing around, your legs are hurting you, your back's hurting you, and you've got spare courts. And what it needs really is, is basically they need pit bosses around with radios saying, right, we've got this, or maybe the software isn't up to, it's outgrown the software. I don't know, and I don't want to criticize because
maybe it's a chat we can have with Karen and see what her thoughts are.
I'm sure
I always like to do a debrief with her.
People always focus on the negative, and they do such an amazing job.
They do.
And I'm so proud to be associated with Karen and Pickleball England. It's just such a phenomenal job that they do, and I'm sure themselves, these little things they want to put right. I know somebody, one of the girls we brought over, was saying that it's difficult when you're playing at the pro level. You go in, you've got one match to 11, and this goes for us as well.
Yes.
It would be nice if you had a match to 15.
Yeah,
because then at least it gives you a bit more
time.
But
I guess it all comes down to time. Getting everything in.
I think we've outgrown the venue as well. I
think that's more courts. Obviously, would ease the pressure.
Yeah, and I think that's
what they're looking at.
Even a time to practice, maybe a practice day before.
Yeah, practice courts maybe. Or
I think it was difficult with the lack of communication when people are 2 hours behind and people are playing rep play and you're waiting for important games. But I don't want to be critical, but I'm sure, Pickleball England wants some feedback as well.
I don't know what the numbers were this year, but
I think they're around 2,500.
I'm sure it's massively up on last year. And again, next year it'll be massively up again. So there's going to come a point where we need a bigger venue. And I'm sure that's being looked at now.
I feel so warm and fuzzy when I think about the job that Pickleball England
they've done a great job.
And I don't like to criticize. And I know people get frustrated because ultimately we're thinking about ourselves and our game. And there's so much more that goes on. And, and I heard people say, well, why don't you volunteer then? And they're absolutely right.
Yeah, why don't you?
Well, I've got the podcast. but they're right.
I think it's because of your CO2 levels, personally.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, I'm hanging on to it. So well done, Pickleball England. I know there was some issues.
I'm setting up an oxygen stall next year. Oxygen masks,
just do.
Do you remember when there was a phase where you could get like a shot of oxygen? People were doing that.
No.
Yeah, there was.
Just do me a favor. Do your research before you kill someone. How are you getting on?
I've had enough. Thanks for listeing. I'm going.
No, we're not done yet.
Oh,
we're not done yet. I can't believe it's been an hour and 8 minutes and we're still going. We're getting there. Stay with us.
What we got?
Okay, so I just wanted. So we get home. What's the first thing we do?
Can't remember.
Well, we spent. Okay.
We went back. Your home,
we went back on Saturday, didn't we?
Oh, we went back. Yeah.
So I was really looking forward. We went back. Everyone's saying, "How are you getting on?"
Yeah.
We're saying brilliant because we're not playing today.
Yeah.
People, how are you getting on? Great. I'm unbeaten today. That was the phrase.
Yeah.
We did a lot of interviews. We did a lot of watching the pros on the show court, which was just amazing. I don't think I've watched pros. I've never had a day where I've gone to the Open and just watched the pros.
Yeah, it was great. I mean,
it was such an amazing insight.
Some of the females, Megan Fudge, Sophia. I mean, they were just great.
Yeah,
great.
They were amazing. So we watched that, and I think we had to be home it was Saturday night, so I think we left about 4 o'clock, didn't we?
Yeah.
On the way out, I forgot about the paddle testing. We had paddle testing this year, which was a great introduction.
Oh, yes.
Even though
you
forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
Even though we know someone, and we will not be revealing the name.
No. You had a Chinese paddle.
Yeah, that looked like the real thing, and it got passed.
It got passed, yeah.
So if you listen to the interview, I did an interview. They were really good. The lady who was doing the paddle testing
be next week,
gave us a demonstration. So listen out for that one next week, because I do ask her how to spot the Chinese ones, knowing that we know one of them got through.
Yes.
But I didn't mention it. Secret safe with us.
Which is interesting in itself, because obviously the texture and the paddle is probably pretty much the same as the real ones.
Yeah.
If they're getting through, they can't be much different, can they?
But we'll have a listen to that, because she tells us how we can spot the difference.
Also, coming up, I was given the the new Carbon 4 paddle, so I'm going to be doing a review of that.
Well, we're going to get Carbon on the show at some point.
And we're going to have Carbon on as well.
Because I saw a lot of Carbon paddles around.
Yeah, there's a lot of Carbon.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Carbon.
And I hope you enjoyed the Rain and Win show. He's a great guy. He's really, coming over to England soon. And great paddles as well. So, but anyway, so getting back to the point, so it was fantastic interviewing the people we did and watching the pros. And then the first thing I did when I got home was I put on the show court.
Oh, I watched it constantly.
Yeah. I've never, it was like,
I spent the whole day
like when I'm
watching
at work and I've got Wimbledon on all day and I'm watching all the games. I've never been so glued.
No, me too.
And I don't know what it was. It was something.
I think
it was the fact that I had a day to relax.
It's just great watching, knowing that you're not playing.
But it made me want to play again.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah. I mean, watching them was just fantastic. The
it
games
was
were
amazing.
amazing.
It was amazing. So I watched that, and it goes on late. And I had it on. And,
me too.
And even then my wife's like, let's, we all did you see that? Guess who's on now?
Yeah, who's on now?
Because there was 2 courts.
Yeah.
So you had to keep flicking. Yeah. It was just so amazing to watch. And even the fact that, just shout out to Coco and Sam, who won an amazing mixed. It wasn't 50 plus, was it?
It was 15 plus.
15 plus. They were playing down. I don't know how old Sam is.
I don't know. He's in his 20s, I guess. But
Coco's probably in her 30s.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it was
20s maybe.
He's very nice.
Yeah, I'm playing it safe.
I don't know. But, the final against Jack Munro and Megan Fudge against Richard Livernaise.
Yeah.
And who's he playing with? He was playing with. Was he Sophia?
No.
I can't remember. I remember watching the final.
Yeah. And it was one of the Australian girls, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. And I have to say, Coco and the Australian girls,
fantastic.
What a credit to the event. They were amazing, great attitude, and just everybody who came over for it. And if you listen to this outside of the country, come over for the English Open. You'll listen to our American friends who we did a little interview afterwards, and they're coming back next year.
Yeah, they loved it. They loved it.
So please come over for it. It's amazing. It's going to be in a bigger venue. We've no idea where it's going to be, but it's going to be bigger.
It's exciting for pickleball, isn't it? It's
very really exciting
time.
It really is.
I wish I was in my 20s.
Yeah, then you could lose to a whole different level of people.
I'd be awesome in my 20s. Still play with him myself.
How are you getting on?
Yeah.
And then another thing is, the standard is getting so high that I don't think any of the top British players.
No, I don't think they did much, did they?
Most British players didn't medal.
No.
In the top levels, which was amazing.
Just shows you that,
some of them that have walked and won like the Triple Crown never even got a medal.
No.
And that's a testament to the people who were willing to come over here from around the world.
Bananas or not? They were actually okay.
No, they weren't okay. They need to be flown in a week before.
Well, what I do,
they were green and they were hard and they were tasteless.
You get the peanut butter that they give away, the Notties peanut butter, and you squirt it on your banana.
No.
Oh, it's amazing. That's
you mean the peanut butter you opened the packet and it went all over your shirt? No thanks. I'm not working hard on peanut butter and a banana. I'll just get some chips.
It's so hot in here.
So basically, our optimism beforehand translated to nothing.
Look, we came off. We were really upset. We were down. I was saying, I'm not doing tournaments again. You go away, you reflect, and you come back. And that's what we're going to do. We're coming back. We're going to be better. We're going to be stronger.
We are. And it's great to hear you say that.
And we're going to get our heads in the game. I'm going to sort my head out and play without fear. And so are you.
Yeah.
Because you're the same. You play within yourself.
Yeah.
And we both need to overcome that.
And we're both awesome players.
Yeah. When we do it, we're on fire. So this is our message to you guys. Don't watch me. But we're going to be awesome. Thanks for listening. I am going now.
Hold on. I don't
here again. You're like Columbo.
Just no one knows who Columbo is. Will you stop with your Columbo? I just want to say again, thanks to everyone. It really warms our hearts. It makes us, it spurs us on. It's fantastic. And please, 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 next week's episode, give it a listen. There's some amazing interviews from all different people.
Well, it'll be the week after. This will be coming out this week, so it'll be the week after.
Yeah, but when they're listening to it, it will be next week.
Will it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what day it is.
I don't think we could ever be in a position where we go out live, to be fair. But I'm going to America this week. So Robert's following me a week later. We've got some great things lined up there. It's going to be great. We'll be doing a couple of episodes out there. We might have a week off or two. I'm not sure. Depends how much I can push my family to doing pickleball stuff in family time. Yeah. So we'll just see. And thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for all your support, and send your questions in, what we mentioned today, because we do like to hear what you've got to say, and we will read them out if we think they're any good. If we don't, we won't. Thanks for listening, and see you soon.
Keep balling.